given what they've done. Look at every city. Look at every town. Look at every black township that used to be proper.
Rural areas.
Before 90, I was born and raised in the rural areas. Public hospitals, schools, they have destroyed everything. I mean, today, by the way, the things that work in South Africa, let's be blunt about it. We must not lie. The things that work in South Africa are the things that are in the private sector run by white people in South Africa. Even the ANC cadres, by the way, they walk around with medical aid cards in their back pockets because when they are sick, they don't want to go to Tembisa Hospital. You know why? Because Panyaza Lesufi and these criminal gangs, they have destroyed Tembisa Hospital. They have destroyed Mamelodi Hospital. They have destroyed in my township in Mukuru, Matikwana Hospital. Matikwana Hospital, I know it. In Mpumalanga and Mukuru, a township called Mukuru. Today, locals there in Matikwana Hospital, they know that if you go into that hospital, you're not coming back, you will die. So that's what the ANC has done. They have potholes. I mean, I grew up in this country. I was 18 in 1994. There were not potholes on tar roads. There were no potholes. Robots were working. I mean, this idea that you drive through a town or a city, robots don't work. It's an ANC thing. And we must name it that way. So these guys have done a lot to destroy our country. Jobs. When I was growing up in the rural areas, and this was the case, by the way, across South Africa, you are growing up in some rural area, you think one day I'm going to go find work in town. In the nearest city, we in Bushbuckridge would say we're going to Johannesburg and would find jobs. Today, if you are black, you have not been to school. Even if you have been to school, you have no hope of finding employment. You know why? The ANC has destroyed the backbone of the economy. Parastatals, Transnet, Eskom, all of these things that made the economy to work, the ANC has destroyed. That's why they must never be forgiven.
I mean, I look at a city like Joburg, and just when you think service delivery can't get any worse, your low expectations get shattered again. I mean, the water crisis in the city is something that's just unbelievable. Robots, potholes, as you say. And, you know, I look at an announcement that Helen Zille could run for mayor of Joburg, and I say, look, I'm no supporter of the DA, but I've said, good luck ANC, because the experience of people in the city under ANC leadership, not just in this administration, but over decades, quite frankly, I can't see them scraping together, being the biggest party in the city anymore.
Look, if Helen Zille wins the contest in the DA, I'm not a supporter of the DA either. Sure. I'm very clear. If Helen Zille wins the contest to become the mayoral candidate of Johannesburg, I'm going to do something I've never done in my life. I am going to publicly endorse her. Did you hear that?
Wow.
This is big.
Yeah.
I am going to do something I have never done in my life. Publicly, I will endorse Helen Zille to be mayor of Johannesburg with a heavy heart. I mean, the way the ANC has destroyed Johannesburg. Johannesburg used to be the pride of Africa. They were spending money, by the way, marketing money. Pakstow destroyed this city, but it was part of the destruction of this city.
We hear his tenure was this amazing.
No, it's nonsense. By the way, I did research go and read the book I wrote about Herman Mashaba, by the way. Forget the controversy. Go and read and see the details. I've done research. Sure. This chap, by the way, and the guy who died, who was mayor, what was his name? Thoroughly corrupt. I have found. I did research. This is not hearsay, my friend. Pakstow is not Mr. Clean that way. So they've destroyed Johannesburg. So Helen Zille, for example, has proven a proven track record. She ran Cape Town as mayor. She did not destroy it. She ran the Western Cape as premier. She did not destroy it. Let me tell you something that will shock you. The Cape Town city center is the second most visited part of South Africa by tourists. Listen to this. The Cape Town city center is the second most visited part of South Africa by tourists. second to the Kruger National Park. Tell me, would you advise anyone you know, a tourist, to visit the city center of Johannesburg, to go to Hillbrow? I used to go to, there's a street in Johannesburg, small street. I remember as a young boy, I used to walk there with my brother. It was beautiful, leading to Carlton Center. Beautiful, my goodness. You go to that street today and see what the ANC has done. So the ANC fellows must be booted out of Johannesburg as soon as possible if you want to save that city. The longer they stay in office, the faster the destruction of this city. Is so sad. How can you go without water in Sandton?
Sure. For like a full week.
I mean, the richest square mile in Africa, you are without water. It can only happen under an incompetent called Dada Moreira.
Let's just pray this G20 we don't get further embarrassed.
I mean,
Trump will be sitting there without water if he ever comes.
Yeah, I mean, he said it won't come. I mean, Trump wouldn't come here. Cyril says he's shocked by Johannesburg. But here's the thing. Cyril lives in Johannesburg. He sleeps in Johannesburg every day. He drives on potholes every day, number one. Number two, he attends the National Working Committee of the ANC every second Monday.
Yeah.
That's what the ANC president does.
Yeah.
Right at the heart of Johannesburg. So he is a liar. How could he go to Johannesburg every second week and he goes to his house in Johannesburg every day and he does not see the destruction? Either he is blind, but we know he can see. He does not even wear glasses like me. So he can see.
Or me.
Yeah, or you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy actually sees better than you and I.
Yeah.
But he's a liar.
I never understood that Joburg thing, and I'm afraid since that big announcement where he listened to stakeholders in the Joburg chamber, maybe something will come one day, but I've just seen things getting worse in Joburg.
Now look, here's the thing. Everything that the ANC touches turns to dust. Full stop. If you think I'm lying, just go to every town. Go to Mthatha.
Eastern Cape is so heartbreaking.
The Eastern Cape, my goodness, it's like it's cursed. But you know what? The Eastern Cape is not cursed by God. It's cursed by the ANC. So we must be very clear here. The way the ANC has destroyed the Eastern Cape is unforgivable. That's where our political heroes come from. I mean, we are so proud of Sisulu, Mandela, OR, right?
Yeah.
But look at what, I mean, these ANC chaps, they have no heart. They even stole money from the funeral of Nelson Mandela. Can you believe it? They are burying our moral icon. They are busy stealing money. I don't know how much they have stolen from Didi Mabuza's funeral. Let's just wait. Things will come out. These fellows are thieves. They cannot be, they are incorrigible. So, and South Africans, we must call them out. These are thieves. We are governed by ANC thieves. And the sooner we accept that and protect our state from them, the better. Otherwise, we'll be a Zimbabwe. And I do not want my children to live in a country and under shame. You know, in South Africa today, Zimbabweans are actually ashamed to say I am from Zimbabwe. Now, if they destroy this country, the ANC will allow them to destroy this country, where do you think you and I will run? Where? We can't go to Mozambique. Mozambique is a basket case. We can't go to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a basket case. Maybe we can go to Botswana, but
We'll
Botswana,
have to go to Botswana, yeah.
it's a small space.
Sure.
It's a small space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Botswana, by the way, the Botswana fellows, we must congratulate them. They're running the thing very well there. So we must defend this thing because it's the only thing we have.
And I really appreciate the bravery with which you speak, because it feels like we live in a time, especially in this Ramaphosa era, I must say, where people have taken leave of their sensibilities. And I don't know what happened, but at least in the Zuma presidency, there was pressure. And that pressure ultimately led to some accountability. But it feels like despite the fact that things have slid so far, there's not really any real pressure on the president, on the government. It's as if they're occupying this space where they don't see the cries of the people.
I'll tell you, I'm a political scientist by training, other than being an activist. I know how states operate. And by the way, my specialty is democratization. That's what I've studied. When a society collapses, and I wrote a book, The Death of Our Society. That was my first book. When a society collapses, people don't see that this thing is collapsing. They wake up late. The first people to see it are the intellectuals, because they study the details of the functioning of society.
Yeah.
And that's why the intellectuals in societies are the most hated, especially in dictatorships, because they conscientize and enlighten society. But they never believed, actually. Intellectuals are never believed. But then it gets to a stage where people get angry. We have reached that stage, by the way, under Zuma. When, people who were mobilizing, then that is the highest peak. And then it comes down to a sense of resignation, where people accept that, you know what, it is what it is. Things have collapsed. That's where South Africans are. And it's an extremely dangerous stage. That's when the thieves, the criminals move en masse into the heart of the state. And that's where the kleptocratic politicians steal more. That's where we are. The ANC fellows in government now are stealing as if there is no tomorrow, because they know these are the last days, and they can sense the mood of society. The mood has accepted that we live in a kleptocracy anyway. It takes a few people like you with a platform like this to keep on beating the drum, hitting the drum, and saying we cannot give up, and we must never give up.
Yeah.
Because if we give up, what is going to happen to our children?
How are you looking at the GNU at the moment? This is something we've been keeping an eye on in our constant conversations. The Andrew Whitfield firing put the GNU again on the rocks. DA said they were going to pull out of the national dialogue. They've held this motion of no confidence out. And then, boom, the Mkhwanazi allegations come, and a lot of the focus has shifted away from the GNU infighting. Where do you see things standing at the moment?
Look, in the beginning, I said this, and I maintain that this is the best arrangement under the circumstances, under the circumstances, because I just cannot imagine an alternative given the electoral outcomes. But I have also said at the same time, this is a government of enemies. The ANC and the DA hate each other. They don't see eye to eye.
Yeah. And
each party is in this thing to weaken the other. That's what is happening. They've been working on it.
Yeah.
An arrangement like this would require a president who rises above the fray.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Who is capable of rising above his comrades and rising above the opponents on the other side. Cyril Ramaphosa has failed to do so. He has been downright partisan, siding with his corner. That's why he was very quick to fire a DA deputy minister who has committed no crime. I mean, this chap has committed no crime.
Sure.
I'll just be honest about it.
Yeah.
Why? To spite the DA. So the DA has a right to be offended by what Ramaphosa has done. He has failed to show leadership. So we have this rickety arrangement. It's a car whose wheels are falling as it proceeds. And it's careening all over the show. It has no sense of directionality.
Yeah.
Ramaphosa promised that there would be, before the national dialogue, that there would be a breakaway where the parties to the government of national unity would hammer out the middle ground.
Absolutely.
It has not happened.
There's still no policy.
There's no policy. So, to be honest, we are on autopilot.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, the ANC does not want to be seen to be the ones that have booted the DA out. The DA also does not want to be seen to be the ones who have walked out of it. So they are in this thing that they hate, both of them. So there's an opening in society. Continue to conduct your interviews.
Yeah.
If you're doing business and you employing people, continue to do what you are doing. Forget about these government people. That's where we are.
Yeah. The national dialogue you alluded to earlier, but I mean, I've tried so, to see the point, to get behind